Well, what do you think is going to come first? $250,000 Bitcoin, $5,000 gold, $300 silver, the apocalypse, the return of Jesus. uh, when are all these things going to happen? They haven't happened yet, and some guys have been preaching about it for decades that all of those things will happen, and we still have yet to see it. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of the constant fear mongering, the pumping, and the constant nagging to buy precious metals, especially because of all of these events occurring. It's just I'm no longer it gets my heart going, and therefore I've decided here at Ocotillo Mining Company, your source for premium investment grade gold and silver bullion coins, to not market myself based on fear, based on disaster, based on the worst possible case happening. There's plenty of other people out there that will do it for me, and if you choose to buy from Ocotillo Mining because of the fear they create, well, thank you. All right, but I'm going to give you some logical, more friendly ways why you should own investment grade bullion gold and silver coins. And the first one is that yes, I mean it is a hedge against inflation. Yes, it is a great way of storing your fiat currency. Yes, it's a great way to save. Yes, it's a great way to protect you against inflation or hyperinflation. Now, those are all valid reasons, and that should be a factor or a small factor in why you would want to own gold and silver. The second is that it's entertainment. You should consider it a form of entertainment. Now, it could be the anticipation of driving somewhere, driving a long distance, an hour or two to get to a coin show. Maybe you're going to a museum that has some rare and exotic coins in it. Maybe it's just a conversation that you can have with somebody at a party or a get-together of some kind. But think of it as entertainment. And it's great because you don't need to be in shape. You don't need special clothes. You don't need to be of a certain age. It's a great way to spend a few hours or even a few minutes. All right, so that's one reason. Also, compared to other assets, it's the expense ratio, the amount you have to spend to keep it every year is pretty low. If you're a boat owner or a motorcycle owner or a sports car owner, you own a vacation home somewhere else, the ongoing expenses every month, every year for having that asset, even if you yourself only use it for a few days over the course of a year. So, and it's a very low cost way to get an asset. Now, if you only have a few dollars, you can get a silver coin. Even a silver dime is like $3. Or if you have a lot more money, a lot more disposable income, the sky's the limit. So there's no tax limits on what you can buy and what you can't buy, like with IRAs and 401ks and that kind of thing. So it's really good for people at both ends of the wealth scale. Also, these are works of art, and especially the proof coins. The amount of science, engineering, mathematics, metallurgy, and then just pure artistic talent that goes into producing a coin is amazing. All of the people employed by mints to create the dies to strike the coins, those are all sculptors. And now most people, if you give them a pencil and a piece of paper, they would have a hard time drawing a stick man, right? But somehow these sculptors are able to create works of art, realistic looking works of art, in 3D. All right, they have to be good with a pen and paper. Then they have to be good with painting. Then they have to know how to cut the rock and brush away the right amount of pieces so that they can share with you the idea that's in their head. Sculpting is, I think, now I've never studied it, but I mean, in depth. But sculpting is probably the most challenging art form from a hand and instrument perspective. It takes a lot of talent to do what they do. And you as a coin collector, get to purchase their work, own their work, and get excited about their work for just a tiny amount of money compared to what it would be if you had to buy a real sculpture, that was 6 or 10 feet tall. All right. Also, it's a great way to build an asset. Some people build an asset, through equity in their home. Maybe their asset is themselves, the skills and knowledge that they have. But this is a great way to build an asset that you can use to represent part of your net worth. It's a great way to build up something you can use as collateral for a loan, a retirement, a gift. From the financial part of your life, it's a great way to develop that. I don't know much about you, but I'm tired of the fearmongering. The constant pumping, the constant disaster coming that a lot of retail bullion dealers use to market their products. Some guys have been talking about it for decades and decades and decades, how the economic system's going to collapse and that we're all going to have to revert to barter economy, and the dollar is going to turn into the Deutschmark like it did in Weimar Germany, or the Zimbabwe dollar in Zimbabwe. It's just, you just get numb to it, and whatever it is. Even if it's a big news event like a war or natural disaster or some other kind of violence, you can only handle 2 or 3 weeks of constant news about that before it doesn't make any sense to you, before you give up, before you go deaf to it. So I hope I've given you some good ideas on why to own gold and silver. And then let me just show you this one right here. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. It's a beautiful 2-ounce proof Krugerrand. And now this cost me a pretty penny. I certainly did not get it at spot. Okay, but it's a beautiful coin, and I really enjoy owning it. It's just a great thing to look at and admire. There's another retail coin dealer in San Francisco, Witter Coin, and he had a YouTube video about, there's going to come a point, whether you stack gold, you're a gold bug, or you're a silver stacker, you're going to get tired of looking at your low premium pieces that you got. It's just a hunks of metal in a shoebox stored in a closet somewhere. You're just going to get tired of lugging it around and collecting dust. It's not going to mean anything to you. He recommended that you do whatever you can to buy the most expensive piece you can afford. If you have to sell off a few items to get it, if you have to work overtime, if you have to take money from something else, but really make a concerted effort, a sacrifice, to get that premium coin that you've had your eye on. And he said when you do that, you'll appreciate, you'll enjoy, you'll really be proud to own that coin more than anything else in your stack or your collection. And I think he's right. And in my next video, I'm going to tell you about what I did to get this coin. All right? And don't worry, it's legal. It's above board. Nobody got hurt. But I'll tell you what I did in order to get this coin, which was certainly not at spot price. All right, well, thank you for watching Ocotillo Mining Company. If it ain't worth owning, we don't sell it.